at the northern end of our planet, where the sun disappears for months on end. Where the ice is forever changing and shifting. Where few species survive, except those that have adapted to a land of extremes. Vast, fragile, and ancient. A true wilderness. This is the High Arctic.
Okay, well we're ready then. Happy? Okay, aft bridge, let's go aft. Yes, brake, forecastle bridge, let's go forward.
Let go, all lines forward, coming.
Yes. Okay, stern line gone, recovering. You have control in the centre. My name's Ned Tutton, I'm captain on board Scenic Eclipse. Well, we've just departed from Bergen, swung the ship around and are now heading out under the bridge and into the fjord system to head towards Flam for tomorrow morning, up the beautiful Sognefjord. I'm very excited to be going to Svalbard for the first trip this season, looking to get up into that wilderness, hopefully see some ice and, if we're very, very lucky, the polar bears.
My name is Helena Schofield and I'm the Discovery Leader on board the Scenic Eclipse. We're heading out of Bergen in the Norwegian fjords, and this voyage sees us make our way up the Norwegian fjords and make the leap across the Arctic Circle towards Svalbard, the archipelago of islands close to the North Pole. The Norwegian fjords were carved by glaciers, and you see that in the landscapes around you. So dramatic cliffs, waterfalls pouring off the top. You can really see the history in the landscape as we sail through the fjords. As we make our way up, we're going to be tucking into some tiny little communities where we'll be exploring the cultural history of Norway, seeing spectacular waterfalls along the way, particularly with all of this rain, and checking out the wildlife as well as we sail. Eclipse is now coming into the Arctic for the first time this season. So as we make our way through Norway, things are getting more and more extreme until we end up in the Arctic in full expedition mode up in Svalbard.
We're on our way to see the Seven Sisters waterfalls. My name is Al, and I'm part of the Discovery team as the lead polar bear guard on Scenic Eclipse. In the fjord here, it's approximately 400 meters tall with 7 streams coming down the side of the mountain. We're going to bring the ship in nice and close to get some beautiful views right in near the waterfall.
Yesterday we spent a whole day at sea on our way north to one of the most incredible destinations here in Norway, which are Lofoten Islands. My name is Sasha and I'm a historian here on Scenic Eclipse. I'm also part of the Discovery team, Zodiac driver, naturalist and a lecturer. Today we were exploring small fishing villages, learning all about fishing traditions, which takes us back to Viking times and still alive today because stockfish is one of the main export resource of Norway, even nowadays. Now we are on the way to the north, to our last destination in Norway, Tromsø, and Tromsø is considered to be a gate to the Arctic, and it's also going to be our final stop here on Norway mainland and on the way to High Arctic to Svalbard.
We've just left Leknes on our way through the Lofoten Islands towards Troll Fjord, which we should arrive at this afternoon. We're going to go into this spectacular fjord with just 100-metre wide entrance, meaning that as we cruise past we'll have just 30 metres on either side of towering fjord above the ship on both sides. This will be an amazing experience for our guests.
So at the moment we're just cruising past Nordkapp, so that's the most northerly accessible part of Europe here in Norway. And from here we turn to the north and head pretty much straight out for Bear Island and then Svalbard. So up till now we've been cruising through ports, towns, settlements, but things are about to change. We are heading into expedition mode, which means that from here on out we're using the Zodiacs to get out to shore, cruise, and things are about to get a bit more unpredictable and adventurous.
One cable, okay, pushing the stern to starboard. Stern to starboard.
This morning we just arrived to Bear Island and we are very close to the island. We can see the breaking waves. My name is Javier, I'm from Spain and I'm an ornithologist and member of the Discovery team. It's a very moody day, covered with fog, which is normal in the summer, and the whole ship is surrounded by birds. We can just see just down there lots of fulmars. I can see more than 50 with my own eyes. We have like the blue morph, the light morph, and there are guillemots flying all around the bow of the ship. We have some puffins flying there, some razorbills too, and especially we can hear a huge colony of kittiwakes. If we just keep a bit in silence, we might hear all the kittiwakes they are nesting, and it's just nice because we can see the birds, hear the birds, and even smell them a bit.
Hello everyone, welcome to Svalbard. Welcome, welcome.
We have made it here to Svalbard. We're in Isfjorden today and our first landing site is here at Skamsbukta. It's a beautiful site with the mountain above us, but it also has lots to offer in the way of history, wildlife. We've seen reindeers at the site and the conditions couldn't be better for us as well. The most obvious feature of Skamsbukta is the incredible geology of the mountain behind us, but it's also interesting historically because there's remains of an old gypsum mine here. So there's all sorts of artifacts lying around the site from the early 1900s when they were mining actively here. It's so exciting to finally have our feet up here on the archipelago after our time travelling through Norway and then at sea. It's exciting to finally have the ship here where she's meant to be, up in the high Arctic.
This morning we took the bear safety team to shore to scout for polar bears and discovered upon landing that there were fresh bear tracks in the sand, as fresh as no older than an hour and perhaps only minutes old. So the bear was in the vicinity, so we decided to cancel the landing and go on a Zodiac cruise. We are cruising in Gullibukta with the glaciers behind us, surrounded by the mountains and the morning light. We've had a chance to see some wildlife. We've got perfect conditions and it's a beautiful morning to be out on the water. Potential bear on the far shore.
Big ones on the grass.
And that's where they go.
It's the right colour, it's in the right place, just on top of that little
bit of
ridge,
water,
like that,
little
just tucked in.
I'll say it, bro. Cream dot.
To be confirmed, but 90% sure.
So we've just had the first sighting of what is probably a bear. So what we have right now is a small cream dot on a patch of grass. What it looks like from a distance is a bear curled up and sleeping on top of a raised hill. So it's resting there in the landscape. It's hard to describe the feeling when you see your very first bear. I can still remember my first bear, but whether it's your first or your 100th, every single one is exciting.
Today we are visiting Alkefjellet. It's one of the best locations that you can visit in Svalbard. It's in the northeast of Spitsbergen, and we are visiting one of the biggest bird colonies that you can find in the planet Earth. We have just behind me at least 100,000 breeding thick-billed murres or Brownies guillemot, together with kittiwakes, glaucous gulls, black guillemots, and so many other birds to see, and there are even sometimes Arctic foxes there. Alkefjellet is one of the best places to be able to visit here in Svalbard. It's just wonderful to be able to just zodiac cruise under the cliffs and then be able to drift and then just hear all the sounds of the birds and have all the 100,000 guillemots flying in and out of the colony, and the kittiwakes and the skuas and the glaucous gulls is one of the best spectacles that you can ever imagine here in Svalbard.
While we're here in the high Arctic, we get a chance to kind of go out and explore in our Zodiacs to some really wild places. I'm Simon Hook. I'm part of the Discovery team as a Zodiac driver, naturalist, and bear safety team. So spending time here, there's always a certain amount of human history involved in it. Some of the cabins that we visit here are quite historic. Great opportunities to see some human structures that were put here in the Arctic that are slowly being reclaimed by the Arctic. The land itself is relatively barren, and all the plants and animals here have to withstand some pretty incredible temperatures and pressures. It's a pretty powerful place, and it's an incredible opportunity to spend some time in a place that very few people actually get to see and got to experience.
Here we are in the last few days of the Arctic voyage, and now we're in the glacial ice of the wonderful Monaco Breen Glacier, where we're going to launch our Zodiacs and take our guests out to experience some proper Arctic ice. It's a privilege to be in this elemental landscape, carved by ice, with the ship in amongst the ice that carved it many thousands of years ago. And that's what I really enjoy about being on this ship and this voyage.
Today is the last day of our first trip up here on Svalbard, and it has been an incredible first voyage. We've had wildlife, wild weather, incredible landscapes and some adventures together. Couldn't have hoped for a better start to the Arctic season. We've travelled together in the high Arctic now, seen these landscapes, seen the animals in their natural environment, and it's impossible to come away without an appreciation for this place. It gives us a chance to go home and advocate for these landscapes and wildlife that we love, do what we can to protect them for future generations.